Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roberto Hernandez Stadium for the final home game for the Pacers this season, in the regular season that is, between the USC Aiken Pacers and the Catawba Braves?
Catawba Indians.
Indians.
Close enough.
So close. It's a beautiful day out there for some Pacer baseball. The Pacers come into this one with a record of 37-11, while the Indians come in with a record of 37-14. Should be a hotly contested matchup between these two teams.
And coming into this matchup, both of these teams highly ranked in the region, number 4 and 5 respectively.
So it should be definitely a good matchup between these two teams. On the mound tonight for the Pacers is going to be Joey Benitez, the staff ace.
Staff ace, an all-around good guy, Joey Benitez. Truly a pleasure to watch him pitching this year. Definitely has brought some life to the rotation that this Pacer team has not seen in quite a while, actually.
Yeah, he definitely has. He comes into today's game with a 1.97 ERA. He's pitched in 17 games and started 13 of those. He's pitched 96 innings and only given up 21 earned runs all season. He also is tied for the lead in strikeouts with Connor Riley with 115.
And he should is the key word, pass that here.
Yeah, he should finish the season with the lead in that category. And that's the first pitch of the day. 0-1 now the count for Benitez.
Yeah, Benitez trying to get a few records under his belt at the end of this season. The school record for wins is 11, and if he gets the win today, he will tie that. And to do that in the regular season and not have to worry about conference play is truly something to be just marveled at.
Oh, absolutely. 1-1 now the count for Benitez. Beautiful pitch, low and inside. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, the most strikeouts in a season is 134, and both Riley and Benitez have a shot at breaking that record when tournament play comes underway.
That's going to be popped to right field. Goings on the run, but that one is going to go over the fence and out of here for a leadoff home run for the Indians.
Well, not the way that Benitez usually starts these games off, but again, Catawba, a good squad, ranked number 5 in the region coming into this game. Pacers ranked number 4, as we said earlier. Or ranked number 3, I should say, so even better than I originally thought.
And Luke Setzer, the leadoff man for the Indians, coming into today's game, had a .425 average and 16 home runs. So
he just added to that there.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a heavy-hitting team, it would seem. I see 16 home runs, 17, 10, 11, 11. That one catches a corner for Benitez, 0-1 the count. To Jeremy Simpson.
Yeah, actually, looking at the record sheet here, both Benitez and Riley are now actually tied for number 3 spot in the single-season strikeout record. So regardless of how the rest of the season goes, both of them have already made their name in Pacer history.
Absolutely. They'll both be in the top 5 in that category. That one's slapped too short. Ammerman has it. Over to first, and that's in time for the first out of the inning.
Left fielder number 5, Bryce Fowler.
That brings Bryce Fowler to the plate for the Indians.
Yeah, Fowler with a .379 average on the year, 3 home runs, 35 RBIs.
That first pitch is low, but still catches the strike zone. 0-1 the count. And that one's going to be slapped to Westerberg, making a nice play to keep that from going foul. And that's out number 2. So we'll go ahead and let you know how the Pacers line up defensively today. On the hill, Joey Benitez. You know that much already. Brian Pereira behind the plate. Luke Westerberg's over at first. Second is Skylar Mercado with Ammerman at short. Third is going to be Dalton Weeks. We got Mitchell Price out in left field. And as always, Jose Bonilla in center. And out in right is Big Niall Goings. That one's low for ball 1. one's going to be slapped over to Weeks. Loads up, makes the throw, and in time for out number 3. So Benitez, after giving up the leadoff home run, gets the guys out 1, 2, 3. So we'll head into the home half of the first inning. And welcome back, everyone, to the home half of the first inning. I'm Jordan Phillips, and alongside my broadcast partner, Marcus Johnson, we welcome everybody to our lovely broadcast today.
Yeah, a little reversal of the roles for this final game. Just decided to shake things up a little bit.
So leading off for the Pacers, as always, will be Jose Bonilla.
Faces off against Connor Johnson, the starter for Catawba. 4.88 ERA, a 7-1 record, 25 appearances, 4 starts, and has an opponent batting average of .262.
And so that first pitch to Bonilla will be a ball.
As we've said all year, Bonilla a threat to get on, and
there we go. There he is on first. And that is a sight we are very used to seeing from Jose Bonilla.
A good start. Get Bonilla on. Try to move him over. You got Westerberg, who's really started to pick things up as the season's gone on. He's gotten a lot more starts than he's used to getting. And why not? See what he can do. Move Bonilla over. If you had Mitchell Price coming up right away, I'd say maybe try a bunt because Price has the same speed as Bonilla to try to get to first.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Bonilla just try and get the base himself.
Has a lot of stolen bases on the year.
And that first pitch catches your corner, 0-1. Yeah, as you were mentioning about Westerberg, he has definitely developed into a utility man out there for the Pacers. Started the season out in right field, but we've seen him play basically everywhere else this season except for catcher and pitcher. Big swing and a miss by Westerberg, 0-2.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of calls to start first base, especially with John Banks out for a little bit there here just the past couple weeks. And he hasn't disappointed at first. I've been very impressed with his play. Not too many mistakes.
Yeah, he's played there and second as well as right field. And that one's off the plate. 1-2 the count now for Westerberg.
As we say, Bonilla is always a threat to steal. He's gone 15 times, and he's successfully stolen a bag 13. 13 out of 15. That's pretty good numbers no matter how you look at it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they'll throw over. Trying to keep him a little bit close. And another throw over. I can imagine it also makes it a little bit more difficult to steal second with a lefty pitcher up like that.
Oh, definitely. But he does have a bit of a hesitation in his pickoff move I've seen early on where he hangs his leg up there just a little bit longer. As you can see there, he just kind of quickly steps down with it.
And that's popped to short. Drifting back. And he misses the catch.
They're going to have a play at second here, though.
So they will get Bonilla out at second, but Westerberg is on first. Must have lost that one in the sun.
It actually almost worked out there for Catawba by getting Bonilla out like that. You've taken a really fast runner off the bags, and you've traded him with Westerberg, who isn't slow himself, but he's not as fast as Jose Bonilla.
Yeah, he's no Jose Bonilla, so I agree. I think it did work out for them there a little bit in the end off the mistake. That brings Mitchell Price to the plate, and no matter how you spin that, that doesn't work out for you.
Yeah, Mitchell Price is just dominating offensive categories for the Pacers. 6 triples to lead the team, 14 home runs leads the team, 53 RBIs leads the team.
Shoots a gapper there. That's going to go off the wall. Westerberg to third. They're going to wave him. He's heading to the plate. And he'll be safe. And Mitchell Price is in with a double.
Yeah, he stumbled around there. He was going all the way for third. You could see it in his eyes, but then he stumbled coming around the bag. You can even see it in the dirt where he went down. And he had to scramble back to second to be safe. But either way, it's an RBI double for Mitchell Price to add on to his team-leading totals of 6 triples. Well, no, not on 6 triples, but 53 RBIs. And Mitchell Price just continues to dominate the offensive stats for the USC Aiken Pacers.
Yeah, and a fantastic season for Mitchell Price continues. And now Big Nile Goings, who's also having a pretty good season in his own right, steps up to the plate.
Hey, Goings, 326 average, but 6 home runs on the year and 33 RBIs. Even has 1 triple, which you don't really see from Goings too often.
He slaps that one foul down the third base side, 0-1.
I remember that game when Goings got that triple. I thought that third base coach was out of his mind calling him to come to third base, but he's really picked up his speed as the season's gone on. I've seen him make some plays out there in right field that, especially last year or early on this year, he would not have made.
And another foul tip brings the count to 0-2. Yeah, Goings is definitely not a speedy outfielder. He's more of a big power-throwing kind of outfielder. He's the guy that you put in the corner that can make those beautiful throws to the opposite bag.
Oh, yeah, and his arm has been spectacular. In last night's game, he made a beautiful throw all the way from the corner accurately to second base and possibly held up extra bases for the runners.
That one off the plate for the first ball, 1-2.
Goings definitely a very good outfielder, and with the increase in speed, he's even become even more deadly. And good things to come. He's got another year here. He's only a junior.
Yeah, things could really develop for Nile Goings next season. He's definitely coming to his own here this junior year. Smacks that one directly to the third baseman. But that one's going to go into the outfield. That's going to allow Price to advance.
Well, a bit of an unlucky break for Nile Goings. The line drive straight to third, but then the throw trying to double up Mitchell Price just goes out into right field, as you said. And, anytime you move Mitchell Price over to third base, it's never good for your defense. But, again, with 2 outs with him sitting on second base, even just a simple base hit, 99% of the time is going to score.
Absolutely. And then so that will bring the out total to 2, but Brian Pereira stepping up to the plate with a chance to drive in Mitchell Price to take the lead for the Pacers. We're tied here at 1-1.
Again, last week's NCBWA Hitter of the Week really improved his numbers, brought his numbers from not really the gutter, but pretty close to the gutter. He's up to 346 batting average with 7 home runs and 45 RBIs, and he's really blossomed late in the season here.
Oh, yeah, this second half he has dominated. Holds up there, and that one's in the dirt, so it'll be 1-0.
Then check with the field ump there, as is the usual custom.
So Pereira will dig in. And the pitch. He's going to hold up there for ball 2.
A slider that really took a slide there, low and away.
Yeah, that one really slid. And that one almost also got away from the catcher there. Pereira holds up on that one.
It was a good pitch, lower inside corner.
It was a good pitch. They'll actually say that was a strike. 2-1 now the count. That one really inside, almost hit Pereira. So that'll be ball 3. And with the wind blowing out to right field, that's where Pereira likes to put those home runs of his, so we might see one of those today. I'm sure Joey Benitez wouldn't be too upset to see that.
Definitely not. He's got a 3-1 count. It's a hitter's count. We'll see what they give him here, and if they put one in his wheelhouse, I wouldn't be surprised if they give him the green light.
He swings at that one. It's grounded to second. Over to first, and that will be the third out. But the Pacers tie it up at 1 here in the home half of the first. So we'll be right back with the start of the second inning. And welcome back, everyone. Start of the second inning. Leading off for the Indians will be Kyle Smith.
Yeah, Smith, along with a lot of these Indians having a good year, 342 average, 8 home runs, 33 RBIs. Again, when you're ranked this highly in the region, you're going to have a lot of players doing well.
And that was smacked immediately to Westerberg. So that'll be the first out, and that's the start to the first inning that Benitez wished he could have gotten.
Yeah, instead of a home run, it's always nice to get a quick line out, just one pitch, one out, save your arm for some later games. Of course, Benitez is no stranger to long games. He's already got 2 complete games on him and 1 shutout.
Oh, yeah, he has definitely been the heart of this Pacer rotation this season. And showing bunt that time was Ben Baumberger.
Yeah, Baumberger, I almost called him Bumgardner, with a 305 average. Bumgardner, very different player.
Very
4
much
home
so.
runs and 15 RBIs.
That one's going to be smacked to Weeks. Gloves it. Makes the throw over to first, and it's in time for out number 2.
Yeah, Weeks with a real nonchalant move there. Just kind of held the glove up to his side and just stabbed at it real quickly, but he gets the out nonetheless.
He's made a couple of nice smooth plays over there at third base.
Oh, yesterday he made that line drive catch and then kind of spoiled it with the throwing error, but still a beautiful catch.
Yeah, at that point in time, I had surrendered the color commentary role, and I was just like, what are you thinking, man?
We were going for the record.
And so that pitch catches a corner to start the count at 0-1.
Hunter Shepard, the batter, 344 average, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He's only had 32 at-bats on the year, though. So
Number's a little inflated. And that's going to be off the plate to even the count at 1. Fouling that one back. 1-2 now the count. And another foul by Shepard. It's interesting. It says that Shepard has started 19 games but only has 32 at-bats. That's interesting.
hey, he may have only been out there for 1 at-bat or not. It's we've seen that a couple times. Zach Moon had a game where he came out, he had 1 at-bat, and then they immediately sat him down.
That's true. Benitez winding up. And a big swing from Shepard, and that's going to be the strikeout. And that's going to secure Benitez's role as the leader in strikeouts for the regular season. So we'll head into the home half of the second, still tied at 1. And welcome back, everyone, to the home half of the second inning. Leading off the inning for the Pacers will be the designated hitter, Zach Moon.
And Moon, an All-American coming into this season, but he's struggled as of late. Just can't seem to. His timing is just maybe a half a second off, but he's still batting .292 with 11 home runs, the second on the team in home runs, and 39 RBIs.
He gets under that one, but it's going to be lofted foul.
And Moon has the power to send it out. I mean, he's had many Moon shots this year, but we'll see. We'll hope he picks up his play in time for the conference and regional tournaments. And
that one's going to catch a corner, make the count 0-2. Yeah, Moon has struggled on on getting hits that aren't home runs, it seems, this year. I mean, he's got the power, that's obvious, but he's definitely struggled to put balls in play. And a big swinging strikeout for Moon on 3 pitches.
One of the things I've noticed about Moon, and it's very similar to Niall Goings, is they get overly aggressive at the plate, and it just comes back to bite them. And with guys who are as talented as Moon is, all he really needs to do is sit back, let the pitches come to him, and put the bat on the ball. He doesn't need to put a lot of strength behind it to send it yard.
And that seems to be the plague of being a power hitter. Over aggressiveness. You know you've got the power to send it out, so you want to show it off as that pitch catches a corner for Dalton Weeks, 0-1 the count.
Yeah, Weeks with an even 300 batting average on the year. Has a couple of triples, 7 home runs, and 46 RBIs.
He skies that one foul back behind the plate. 0-2.
His 46 RBIs, one ahead of Brian Pereira for the number 2 spot.
Weeks has had a nice season at the plate. He's shown some power. And that one just missing outside, 1-2.
Yeah, Weeks, another junior on the team. He should be back next year and should make this Pacer team, which is usually a powerhouse in the Southeast, another dangerous squad.
He gets under that one, sending it out to left field. He absolutely crushed that one. That one's going to be bounced off the wall, and he's going to get in with a stand-up double.
A good way to start things off for Dalton Weeks, a 1-out double, put a runner in scoring position, bring up Skylar Mercado and Tyler Ammerman, who are their averages aren't as high, but they usually come in the clutch.
Absolutely. And Mercado's shown the ability, well, both Mercado and Ammerman have both shown the ability to put the ball over the fence this season.
And Mercado, 279 average, 5 home runs and 25 RBIs. Their numbers are almost identical. You've got Mercado with the 279, and then Ammerman with a 252 with 4 home runs and 25 RBIs. Just 1 home run and a few points in batting average separate the two.
Yeah, they're very similar players when it comes to the plate, at least.
Well, I mean, you kind of see that a lot in shortstops and second basemen. They seem to be on the same page, which is a good thing.
No, absolutely. So Mercado will come to bat with a man on second. And the first pitch, he swings for the fences and misses, 0-1.
Yeah, he wanted to give the Pacers the lead with one crack of the bat. Doesn't need to send it out, just needs to get a well-placed shot in the gap or right along the foul line.
Yeah, Weeks not the fastest guy on the team, but he definitely does have some speed. He also has a couple of stolen bases, I believe, this season.
Yeah, Weeks with 3 stolen bases in 5 attempts.
And he's going to ground that one. Oh, and right off of the second baseman. That one took a tricky hop and rolled right over his head and into the outfield. That's going to score Weeks.
Yeah, just one weird hop after another at this ballpark. I don't know what they put underneath the dirt and underneath the grass, but it certainly makes that ball bounce. And
it definitely does.
Really paid off for the Pacers there, an RBI.
And should be an RBI single for Skylar Mercado.
Yeah, RBI and the lead now 2-1.
Absolutely. And that'll bring up Tyler Ammerman.
Well, as we said, coming through in the clutch, Skylar Mercado.
Absolutely, came through really clutch there. I'm not so sure if he came up clutch or the diamond itself, but Ammerman's going to sky that one to right, and the right fielder will run out of room.
A little assist from the win there, pushing it into the bullpen of the Indians.
So Ammerman will get another shot, 0-1 the count. As we assumed so far, this has been a hotly contested match between these two teams.
Early on in the game, we're only in the second inning, but it's only 2-1. A lot of times you'll see the Pacers either jump out to a massive lead at this point, or
that one's going to be popped. Should have room. Center fielder coming in a little bit. Glove up, and he makes the catch. So that'll be the second out. And that's going to bring Jose Bonilla back to the plate.
The center fielder, number 4, Jose
Bonilla, of course, with a single in his first at bat. Got the inning started off well for the Pacers.
Yeah, got on base. Didn't come around to score, but Westerberg did. After Westerberg kind of had that little pop-up that nobody seemed to be able to catch.
Yep, it went right behind the shortstop's glove.
And the Bonilla's average will go up after that first at-bat. He came into the game with a 4.01 average. And no home run. Still waiting on that first home run from Bonilla. And 34 RBIs.
And how fitting would it be that it would come today and I get to do the call?
Oh, I would hate you. I would hate you so much. I will hijack the call.
I would be more upset at Jose as he swings and misses at that one for 0-1. He had all year to give you one.
He did, but he's got another year. Only a junior, 1 more year here.
And all the talent in the world does Jose Bonilla have. That one way off the plate. That'll be 1-1. the pitch. That one right down the middle for strike 2. One and 2 the count, 2 outs, and a man on second or first for Jose Bonilla. And Mercado is going to slide in for the steal.
That was a foul tip from Bonilla, so they're going to have to send him back.
Going to bring him back.
All that effort for nothing.
I was busy watching Mercado, making sure he got to second. Didn't realize that Bonilla foul tipped it. So I would imagine we might see a throw over here to try and keep him corralled at first.
Yeah, quite possible, but it is a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Almost want to say just take the batter. Don't risk throwing a ball out into on the right field.
And that one's going to be high. 2-2 the count now.
There's the throw over that you're talking about.
There it is. So Mercado corralled a little bit over at first.
Just a little something to keep him close to the bag. Really not really a pick-off attempt. Just
trying to keep him honest.
Keep him honest. Let him know that you're watching him.
And another one.
He sped up his pickoff move a little bit. Not as much of a delay in the leg kick, but still choreographing it a little bit too much, I think.
I've also noticed his pickoff moves seem to come in twos. And that's going to be popped up by Bonilla into right field. And the catch is made. So that'll be the third and final out. The Pacers strand one on first. But they do get an RBI to take the lead 2-1. And we'll head into the top half of the third inning. And welcome back, everyone. The top half of the third inning coming up. The Pacers with a 2-1 lead over the Catawba Indians. And leading off the Indian will be number 32, DJ Laxton.
And no average as of yet, but he's only had 2 at-bats and played in 1 game, so give him a little bit of a test here at the end.
And so the first pitch will be a strike for Benitez, 0-1 the count. And that one will also go for a strike, now 0-2. Excuse me, that is number 38, Cameron Morrison.
That looks like a 32 to me.
It is a 32, but the lineup and Joe both say Cameron Morrison.
Okay, then. I'll take my score sheet is wrong then.
And that one's going to be fouled off. Count will remain 1-2. Yeah, I saw the 32. I said DJ Laxton. However, the lineup card says a little bit differently.
All right, so if it is DJ Morrison, or not DJ Morrison, DJ Laxton, Cameron Morrison, it's a 207 average for him with no home runs and 7 RBIs. He's only had 29 at-bats, so still a bit of a test.
And that one just off the plate. 2-2 the count now. So if the parents of either DJ Laxton or Cameron Morrison are watching, we do apologize. The lineup card and the numbers are a little bit mixed up.
It happens every now and again, just a little miscommunication.
And that one just missing the outside corner. 3-2 now for Benitez. And that one is going to be popped up out of play. Three and two, the count will remain. And that one just outside. So that'll be a leadoff walk for Cameron Morrison.
Third baseman number 27, Jacob Nestor.
And that brings Jacob Nestor to the plate for the Indians.
And Nestor with a .353 average. No home runs, 6 RBIs. More of a contact hitter.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you can hit .353. So Benitez with that throw over now makes the first pitch, and that's going to be a strike. Pereira thought about throwing over to Luke Westerberg at first, but thought better of it after the bunt attempt from Nestor.
And Catawba trying to get the tie game back up early on here.
And the throw over. Close play at first, but
yeah, that pickoff move from Benitez is just nasty. It doesn't look nasty, but it's borderline balk. He has been caught a couple times this year balking, but he gets it over there without you even realizing he's throwing.
Yeah, he has a very slick pickoff move. And the pitch, that's going to be fouled off to bring the count to 0-2. That's the one stat we don't have on our stat sheets. I wish we did.
I've talked with some folks, and we may get it next year. We may get it put on next year.
Let's hope so. I do have an interest in pickoff moves. Like to see a pitcher with a good pickoff move. And Benitez, ooh, close call there.
That was a good pitch from Benitez. He just didn't get the call. Had this been a different count instead of an 0-2, he probably would have gotten the strike 3 call there.
Yeah, that was a beaut, but we now have a 1-2 count for Jacob Nestor. And the pitch, that one's going to be grounded to Weeks. Weeks over to second for the out. Ricardo to first, and that's going to be the double play ball that Benitez was looking for.
Pitcher's best friend. Doesn't need the strikeout. Benitez gets the ground ball he looks for, and just an easy 5-4-3 double play.
Luke Setzer.
And so that brings up Luke Setzer, who in this exact same situation, his last at-bat got a solo home run, so let's hope Benitez can avoid that.
Well, Setzer, leads the team in his batting average, 425 coming into the game. That's going to go up, and now has 17 home runs and 52 RBIs. Just an offensive juggernaut for this squad.
Yeah, he has definitely been a big part of this team's success as that's grounded foul down the first base side. 0-1 your count now.
It's interesting to see somebody with that many home runs batting in the leadoff spot. I mean, sure, it can set the pace in a game like he did in today's game, but you may want to have him batting a little bit lower, get some guys on base, and then have him to bring him home.
A big swing from Setzer, but he misses that one 0-2. Yeah, that is a little bit intriguing. You typically don't see a lot of leadoff guys getting home runs. It's usually saved for someone maybe a little lower, maybe even the 2 spot or the 3. But that went off the plate, 1-2. He does have 8 stolen bases, tied for second on the team with Kyle Smith. So 1-2 your count now. Benitez makes his pitch. That one a little bit low, 2-2. This could be a big out for Benitez here, a little bit of confidence booster after you gave up the leadoff home run.
Still has a couple pitches to work with a 2-2 count.
And Setzer pops that one out of play. The count will remain 2-2. And Benitez readies to make the pitch. Winds up. Got contact on that one, but it is also out of play.
Yeah, into the picnic area.
So 2-2 the count. Benitez with the pitch. That one's well hit out into left field this time. I think that one is also going to be gone. So 2 home runs for Luke Setzer, and that's going to tie the game at 2 apiece.
Well, he is seeing the ball well against an excellent pitcher in Joey Benitez. Setzer just has his number today.
Seeing the ball very well. That one to left field, while the one in the first inning was to right field. He is seeing the ball beautifully. And you see now why his numbers are so high.
It was just a slider that came inside, and Setzer turned on it and sent it flying over the head of Mitchell Price out there and left.
So now the count, or rather the score, 2-2. That one's going to be fouled off by Jeremy Simpson.
Benitez putting a little more gas behind his pitches now, a little frustration after giving up back-to-back home runs to Setzer.
It'll be interesting to see how he pitches him the next few times he's up. That one's hit well, but should be caught by Goings. It's right at him, and he makes the catch. So that'll be the third and final out, and the Indians tie it up here at 2 apiece. So we'll head into the third, or the home half of the third inning. All right, everyone, welcome back. Here we are in the home half of the third inning, all tied at 2 after back-to-back leadoff or back-to-back solo home runs for Luke Setzer. One in the first and one in the second, or one in the third.
Yeah, he's seeing the ball well, as we said, and won't be surprised if they try to walk him next time up.
And Luke Westerberg, no doubt about that one. As he's going to head into second, he should have 2, and he does for the leadoff double by Luke Westerberg.
And split the outfielders in right and left field, and left fielder just right and center field. Right fielder just couldn't seem to pick up the ball.
The left fielder, number 1, Mitchell Price.
And now Mitchell Price heads up to the plate. Big RBI hit for him his last time up.
And again, a runner on second base gives Price a chance to do what he does best and make opposing pitchers hurt.
He's done it all season, and he'll hope to do it again here with Westerberg on second. It's going to be low. Westerberg thought about heading to third, but wisely decided against it.
The ball was rolling towards third, so not a smart move to go on that kind of pitch in the dirt.
Yeah, he thought about it, but made the right choice. Want to know the count now to Price. Price gets contact on that one, sends it into the gap in right and center, so that should score Westerberg. And Price is going to stop at second for another RBI double.
Well, back-to-back home runs for Luke Setzer. Mitchell Price answers it with back-to-back RBI doubles. Tit for tat.
Anything you can do, I can do just as good. That's the saying, right?
That's good enough. Mitchell Price always coming up big, gives the Pacers back the lead 3-2, and now Goings back up.
Maybe not as flashy as the solo home run, but an RBI double counts just the same. And Mitchell Price now has 2.
They put it right into the gap, right along the warning track and off the wall. Guaranteed extra bases.
Yeah, it was pretty much the same hit that he got back in inning number 1.
Won't be surprised if next time he comes to bat, we see center and right field converge on each other, stand right next to each other.
Holding hands out in the outfield. Goings with a big swing and a miss to make the count 0-2.
And Goings lined out to third his last time up. Wasn't a hard hit ball, but still, you can't feel too good when you line out like that.
Yeah, it was just a nice play by the third baseman. And that's going to be a strikeout for Goings. And so out number 1 is the strikeout by Niall Goings, but Pereira heads up to the plate. He'll check on check on Price back at second. Make sure to keep him honest.
And bases leader in stolen bases, Mitchell Price. Has 15 on the year. Only been caught twice.
Pereira hits that one hard, but that one is going to be able to be caught on the warning track by the right fielder, but Price will advance to third.
That was a well-hit ball, and the wind blowing in from right field. Had that been blowing out to right field, you could probably say that one was gone, but just a tough break for Brian Pereira. Missed a home run by a few feet.
Yeah, interesting. As soon as he came up to bat, the wind shifted and started blowing in, even though it was blowing out the entire time before he came up.
That good contact on a good sound off the bat, but just not enough distance.
Yeah, I thought for sure that was going to be my first home run call of the season, but unfortunately not to be. And Zach Moon's going to softly ground that one, but again, that one getting through the second baseman. And so that'll put Zach Moon on first and another run across the plate. That's 4-2 now in favor of the Pacers.
Yeah, very costly error there by the second baseman, Kyle Smith. He brought his glove up and brought his head up before he had possession of the ball, looking to make the throw to first before he even had a hold of it. And the first one was a tricky hop, but this one really no excuse for that kind of an error, and it costs a run. Unearned run there for Catawba, but it's 4-2 Pacers.
And Dalton Weeks, who had a hard hit double to left center his last time up, looks to get himself another RBI here. And that's going to catch the inside corner for an 0-1 count to Dalton Weeks.
And with that, even though it doesn't count as a base hit or an RBI for Zach Moon, maybe that's what he needs to break out of his funk. Just get a lucky hit like that.
And Weeks is going to pop that one, but it should go foul. Well, it definitely goes foul, but it should go out of play, and it does.
And well out of the entire stadium there, as we see some kids chasing after the ball, trying to get a lucky souvenir. What they don't know is baseball players coming out to collect.
Yes, unfortunately. We are a small school. We have to make sure to get everything back to our team.
I do have a game ball, actually.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, actually, I was on my way into the stadium one day, and a ball from the game the day before was sitting out in front of the stadium, and I'm like, all right, you know what? Nobody collected it. I'll pick it up.
It's fair. I think you earned that one. And now the 0-2 count with Dalton Weeks. That one off the plate, 1-2. I was wondering how you managed to finagle your way into that one.
I mean, when you work up in the press box, you have ways.
Oh, we come in with added benefits. That one also shot out of play by Dalton Weeks.
Another thing you can just hope for is you see a ball, it lands into that high grass or into the woods, and you know exactly where it lands, and then nobody else knows, and you run out there and try to snag it before anybody finds
Snag it
it.
before anyone finds you. But Kenny Thomas has a way of sniffing out those foul balls.
He's got a nose for all things baseball.
And that one in the dirt, 2-2.
If only Brian Pereira was up now, that wind is blowing right back on out to right field.
And you got to wonder if he's thinking to himself, man, I really wish I could have just gotten that extra little bit of breeze out to right field. Maybe he'd have had another home run on the season. And that one also off the plate, 3-2. Nice at bat by Weeks to battle back from an 0-2 count.
He's always seemed patient at the plate. He's got a lot of power, too, to send it out there, but he doesn't need to use it at all times. Just sits back and lets the pitcher pitch and find the pitch that he wants.
That's all he's got to do. And he should ground that one to short, and throw is in time, and that'll be the third out. So the Pacers strand one, but get two across the plate to make the score 4-2 as we head into the fourth inning. And we are back here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. The Pacers now retaking the lead 4-2 as Bryce Fowler heads to the plate.
Good RBI double for Mitchell Price, and then a lucky little error there for Zach Moon to give them a 2-run lead. They're our biggest lead of the day.
And the first pitch, Fowler thought bunt, pulled it back in time, so 1-0 the count. And that one will catch a corner.
And go-to slider, Benitez. I always like a pitcher with a good slider. It used to be I liked good cutters, but recently I've really enjoyed watching a pitcher who can manage a slider.
And that one also catching a corner, 1-2. I've always been a curveball myself. You know, I've always been a big curveball fan. That's why I'm such a fan of Connor Riley. That curveball he has is really nice.
Oh, it's a nasty one. I'll give you that.
Nothing better than a big biting curveball. And just getting the bat on the ball there, but Ammerman with it makes the throw over, and just in time to get the out at first.
That was interesting. I'm not sure if that was an attempted bunt, an attempted swing. It was coming in at his feet, and he just kind of, almost like a defensive block with a sword or something.
Yeah, he sort of like brought his hands over, and the bat was pointed at the ground. I don't know. I don't think there's no way he intended to hit the ball that time.
I'm kind of upset that he didn't get on base.
Honestly,
something.
Honestly, that definitely would have made the SC top 10.
It would have made something for sure.
If nothing else, it would have made my top 10 because that was pretty strange. But 0-1 the count now to
Nick Cobble.
Coble.
I think it's Cobble. I'll say Cobble. You'll say Coble.
There we go.
And somebody will correct us eventually.
No one can be mad. And Benitez catching another corner with that beautiful slider of his. 0-2 the count now.
Cobble batting .267 on the year. Has 11 home runs and 44 RBI, so he's He's all about putting the ball way out there.
And that one popped out of play by Coble.
And just looking at him, he's broad shoulders. That guy's big. He can send the ball for a ride.
Yeah, he looks like a power hitter for sure, and his 11 home runs and 44 RBIs speak to that. Just off the plate that time. Try to get him chasing a little bit.
Yeah, Benitez likes to do that when he's got an 0-2 count. Just try to sit there, try with a setup pitch on the outside, and then maybe throw a couple of those and then bring one inside with a slider.
Well, you and I discussed it yesterday as that one goes for a ball as well, 2-2 now the count. You and I were discussing yesterday that, Benitez and Riley, the 1 and 2 pitchers for the Pacers, are so different. Riley's the kind of guy who blows it by you. He dares you to try and hit his fastball, whereas Benitez, with a pitch there and just outside, 3-2 now, Benitez is more of a placement guy. He's more deceptive. He's more about his positioning, and the way he targets his pitches is way different than Connor. And a big swinging miss there by Coble. And just as we're talking about that, Benitez blows one by him for the strikeout.
Watching that, I think he kind of got away with one because Pereira set up 3 times on the outside and got the 3 balls, and then it looked like he was setting up inside, and Benitez kind of went high outside corner, but he got the swing and the miss, and that's all that really counts at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's all that counts at that point. No men on base, so. And that one's going to be low to start the count 1-0.
Yeah, Kyle Smith up to bat now.
Benitez has done well this game. Apart from the 2 solo home runs to Setzer, he looks to be in top form. That one also outside, 2-0. Making that pitch, catching on outside corner, 2-1.
Nice low outside corner pitch there. Freezes the batter, thinking it's going to be a ball, but then he brings it right into the strike zone.
Another beautiful breaking ball by Benitez. And a big swing and a miss that time.
He went 3 on the outside, and then he brought one inside to even the count up 2-2.
And they're again mixing those locations by Benitez. And that gets him looking for the strikeout and the 3rd out, and we'll head into the home half of the 4th inning. The 4th inning. Pacers still lead at 4-2. Welcome back, everyone. Skylar Mercado to lead off the inning for the Pacers, who lead at 4-2 over the Catawba Indians.
So far, it's been an as advertised game. Mixing up a couple of my consonants there. I just told you don't make any mistakes, right?
Hey, man, it happens. It happens to the best of us. That's my mentality. 0-1 now the count.
Ooh, that was a good pitch, just missing the outside part of the plate, though.
Even up the count, 1-1. And that one's skipping back behind the backstop, but no man on base to advance. 2-1 now.
And my Little League days, going way back a few years, whenever that would happen, we'd always have somebody on the bench who would yell he's going just to see if we could get a reaction, and occasionally it happened.
Mercado getting a hold of that one, skies it to right center. That one's going to be off the wall. Mercado will take second. He's thinking about third, but slows up in time wisely. So that'll be another double for Skylar Mercado. And while the leadoff home or the solo home runs are coming for the Indians, the doubles are coming in droves for the Pacers.
Man, that was interesting, though, watching Mercado. He was going full steam. He was ready to go for third base, but then he shifted gears almost on a dime and stopped as he hit the bag.
Yeah,
and that was impressive.
And it was a very good thing he did because that throw came in a lot quicker than I thought it would to the cutoff man.
I think they were originally thinking the ball was going to bounce away a little bit further from the fielders out there in right center, and it hit the wall and it just kind of slowed to a stop.
Yeah, Mercado was ready to go for third, but that ball low to Ammerman, 1-0. Or 1-0.
1-0, 1-0. Either way.
1-0, you don't typically hear 0.
That's true.
1-0.
Unless we're talking about a score. Then you have a 0.
Yeah, there you go. Of course. Ammerman pops that one out of play.
And Catawba already has their bullpen going in full swing, and Pacers don't even have anybody out there yet.
No need to so far. Apart from the 2 solo home runs from Setzer, things have been smooth for Joey Benitez.
Well, again, with Joey Benitez, he can go a long game. I mean, he's again 2 complete games, but he can go about 8 innings without any trouble whatsoever.
And that one brushes the corner, 1-2 for Ammerman.
He has 96 innings pitched. And he's actually close to getting into the top 10. If he can go a few more innings, get to 102 third innings pitched, which he should actually be there right now. He's at 100 innings pitched, so if he can go 2 batters in the 5th, he will enter the top 10 in innings pitched in a single season.
So we'll save our congratulations, but we should be able to say them. Ammerman fouling that one, looked like he hit himself in the foot maybe. 2-2 the count.
In the early markings of the top 10, you have 102 third innings to get to 10th place, 101 innings for 9th, 101 and 2/3 for 8th, 102 and a third for 7th, and 6th is 109 innings. So he's in range of getting well into the top 10 now.
That one fouled off of the support system for the net here behind home plate.
I just call it the framework of the stadium.
The framework of the stadium, the support system, the crossbar, I like to call that top piece there.
It doesn't make the same ping sound than a crossbar. It makes that beautiful ping.
That beautiful ping. I don't like to hear that ping.
Oh, I love it. When it's not my team, that is.
Exactly.
Talking hockey now.
Talking hockey. You won't have to hear that ping for a little while for your team.
It's gonna be.
My nerves are still up for mine. So.
Yeah, I've got till October, and then even then
Even then.
Hey,
you got one of the best young players in the NHL.
Yeah, but he's on a
help.
team that's going nowhere.
He just needs help. That's all. So that one's fouled off by Ammerman. The count eternally 2-2 here for Tyler Ammerman. And the pitch, smack to short. No play at second. He'll throw to first in time for the first out.
And we'll hold Mercado there. It was a hard shot to short, and they were able to check him.
That brings up Bonilla.
Jose Bonilla.
Always a threat at the plate, Jose Bonilla.
Bonilla 1-2 today.
It's a chance to get another RBI with a runner on second. Still waiting for that home run.
That he is. And that we are. I think we may be more excited about it than he is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Luke Setzer, the leadoff man for Catawba, has plenty. Man, you think he'd be able to donate one?
Maybe.
As that one is fouled on the bunt attempted by Bonilla, 0-1. Donate one,
I don't see why he couldn't do that. Be a little charitable.
Just be charitable,
These teams won't play each other in the conference tournament. Give them one for then.
They won't play each other in the conference, but it's a safe assumption that they might play each other in the regional.
Depending on how the Pacers do in the conference tournament, if they win a few games, they should be a shoo-in to make it into the regional tournament for the NCAAs. If they get knocked out right away, then it's a different story.
A different story altogether. We'll see how things match up there. We'll definitely be keeping a close eye on that here at Pacersports.com.
Well, speaking of Pacersports.com and the Inside Pacer Nation podcast, we talked about that. Pacers, doesn't really matter if they win the conference. It'd be nice to win the conference tournament, but I don't really care about that. If they can win the regionals, that's what I want.
And, we saw that same thing happen in volleyball. They did not win the conference, but they certainly took the region by storm.
Oh, it was a beautiful conference tournament. I'm going to talk about that for years to come.
Yeah, it was an incredible conference tournament for the Pacers.
Or regional tournament, not conference tournament. I said it,
regional.
then you said it.
Yeah, see what happens. That one shot out into center by Bonilla, but should be playable, and it is. Mercado will tag and advance to third. And that'll bring Luke Westerberg up to the plate with 2 outs. Westerberg's having himself a nice day at the plate.
And Bonilla's been having a little more power. He's sending him a little bit farther. Not quite far enough, but earlier on in the season, he'd send him into the outfield, but they wouldn't have as much pop behind him.
So he's definitely been hitting some wall scrapers out there, some warning track shots, but nothing quite carrying over the fence.
Well, he hit one to dead center field one day, and if that had been anywhere in right or left field, it would have been gone.
Westerberg pops that one. Players converging, and play is made by the second baseman. And that'll be the third and final out. The Pacers strand 1 at third, but maintain the lead 4-2, and we'll head into the the top half of the 5th inning. And welcome back, everyone. And
Baumberger, not Bumgarner, coming up.
Yeah, Baumberger coming up to play. Another 80 grade name. There's so many names this season that have just been fantastic. Baumberger is definitely one of them.
And Benitez having a good game so far, getting a few strikeouts out there. Only blemishes on his record are those 2 solo shots as of this moment, knock on wood.
Yeah, absolutely. Benitez, apart from the 2 solos by Setzer, has been rolling. We've mentioned that a few times as the count is even at 1.
And again, he's probably trying to show off Roberto Hernandez in the crowd yet again for the 2nd straight game.
That one slapped foul down the third base side.
And when I talked to him up here in the booth yesterday, I said, this is the game you want to stick around for. When you get Benitez on the mound, you're in for a treat if you like pitching.
Absolutely. Joey Benitez has been a fantastic ace for the Pacers this season. And that one catches the corner, and that is another looking strikeout for Joey Benitez.
Yeah, it was sitting just outside off the strike zone, and it tailed in at the last second. A beautiful pitch from Benitez.
So that brings up Shepard. That one smacked foul down the first base side that time. Westerberg tried to make the play, but no chance on that one. Big strike from Shepard. He swung hard at that one, but no dice. And another big swing and a miss. So that'll be an 0-3 strikeout for Joey Benitez.
High fastball, outside corner, got him to go for it. Just Benitez firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, Benitez has looked fantastic. And now Morrison comes to the plate. Again, I think that's Morrison. We don't know. We still have gotten no confirmation about that.
We're just gonna go with it.
We're pretty sure that that's Morrison.
Go by the scorecard that we got at the beginning of the game.
Absolutely.
Not the one that was printed out.
And that one is low. 1-0 the count now. And that one catching the inside corner to even the count at 1. That one popped up to center. Bonilla and Goings converging. And Bonilla making the catch. And that'll be the third out for Joey Benitez after the 2 strikeouts. And we'll head into the home half of the 5th inning. Still with our score at 4-2. And welcome back, everyone. Leading off the inning for the Pacers is the RBI double man himself, Mitchell Price, the offensive powerhouse for the Pacers.
Well, he can't get an RBI double here, but he can get either a double or an RBI.
So he can still get an RBI. We'll see what happens. It certainly would be nice to add to this lead. You can never be too close with a team as good as Catawba. Big swing and a miss that time. 1-1 now the count.
I don't know what he was looking for, but he certainly didn't get it as that ball was in the dirt and outside.
I don't see what he saw there, but he went, and it happens sometimes. And another big swing and a miss by Price. That one a little bit lower. Nice pitch that time, though.
Came inside on him there, going outside and inside. Good mix of pitches.
And another big swing and a miss that time from Price. So no double, no RBI, just three strikes and 1 out. That'll bring Goings to the plate now. Goings struck out looking his last time. Or rather, struck out swinging. He struck out. I don't know.
He struck out.
I don't remember.
That's all we can say.
I don't remember. We don't have your normal scorecard.
We don't.
That one low to Goings. 1-0 the count. And he's going to miss with that one as well. 2-0. Goings showing a little bit better discipline at the plate this time around. Popped up. Back behind the plate. But that one's going to be out of play. So 2-1 your count now. And that one's going to be low, 3-1.
As you said, a little bit more discipline at the plate of this at bat for Goings.
Definitely. He's laid off some good pitches. He's done well. And that one just catching the strike zone to make the count full, 3-2. Gets a hold of that one, though, and drives it into center field, unfortunately hooking right to the center fielder. Well hit ball, just
a little too well hit.
Yeah, he betrayed it. The wind betrayed him that time.
Had he either put a little bit more on it or a little bit less on it, would have been a base hit, but it was in that Goldilocks zone for the center fielder out there for the Indians.
Yep, it was just right for him. And the hooking motion of it sent it right to the center fielder. But that brings Brian Pereira up. Pereira just missing a home run in his last at-bat.
Well, the wind blowing back out to right field. Has a chance, if he gets a hold of one, to get another home run here.
We'll see what happens. Swings and misses at that one. Tried to hold up at the last second, but no dice.
And past the point of no return.
Definitely 0-1 now the count with 2 outs for Brian Pereira. Gets a hold of that one, rips it down the right field line, gets it fair. Pereira's heading towards second, and he's going to slide in head first for a 2-out double. And that was really well hit down that right field side.
And nice solid contact, hit the foul line, went into the corner, and Pereira managed to get a double, although the throw came in a lot faster and a lot more accurate than I think anybody thought, and he had to dive in head first.
Definitely. That brings Zach Moon to the plate. And Pereira's not exactly a fast runner. I think a faster player could have turned that one into a triple. That was really well hit by Brian Pereira.
Yeah, but again, the throw in was pretty good as well. So had anybody tried, even Jose Bonilla tried to stretch that into a triple, it would have been a close play at the bag.
And so that brings Zach Moon up. Zach Moon reaching on that error the last time, and a big swing and a strike by Zach Moon that time. So he'll dig in, 0-1 the count. That one coming inside to even the count at 1. And that one's low. 2-1. And that one's going to go foul down the third base side. 2-2.
Took a mighty hack at it, but he hit it off the top of the baseball, and it just bounced it foul.
Gets a hold of that one. Shortstop makes the play, heading over to first, and in time for the third out. Score remains 4-2 as we head into the 6th inning. And welcome back, everyone. Leading off the 6th inning will be Jacob Nestor for the Catawba Indians. 4-2 your score. Has remained that way for 2 innings.
Both pitchers now trying to outduel each other.
Benitez trying to hold on to that lead that he's gathered for himself.
As Jacob Nestor leads things off this inning.
And that brings the count to 2-0.
Looked like a good pitch, just missed inside, however.
Though I think we both agree that most of Joey Benitez's pitches look like good pitches.
I mean, it's very rarely that he doesn't have a good-looking pitch.
And that's another good one right there. Brings the count to 1-2? I thought it was 2-0.
Should be 2-0. I think the scoreboard's...
Yeah, I think it should be 2-1. We'll see what happens on this next pitch. I think that'll give us our answer. And a big swing and a miss and a strikeout.
All right, so we were wrong. The scoreboard was right. Very rare moment.
Yeah, if I was about to say, for once, you and I are the wrong ones here. So that'll be another strikeout for Benitez. And that brings Setzer to the plate. This will be interesting to see what happens here.
Doesn't look like they're going for the intentional walk, but they may pitch around him. They may just be an unintentional intentional walk, I should say. After 2 solo shot home runs.
That one's inside for a strike.
Ah, they're going right at him, high inside corner.
Definitely an interesting approach. He gets a hold of that one, 0-2.
Now 2 straight fastballs. I don't know if we're going to see a slider on this pitch after what happened with the last slider he threw to him.
Yeah, I think this one is about pride for Joey. I think he wants to get the strikeout here.
He's reaching into his reserve tanks already, just trying to throw in raw heat.
Yeah, he's bringing the gas out for this one. And he'll get it. A 3-pitch strikeout. That's got to do wonders for Benitez's confidence after giving up those 2 solo shots to Luke Setzer earlier on in the game.
Well, he did go in there with a slider on that last pitch, threw 2 fastballs, and then tied him up on a slider. Got the strikeout, got the second out.
And that one catches the inside corner for an 0-1. Yeah, that last slider just froze Luke Setzer. Didn't even flinch.
Well, most of the sliders you see Benitez throw are going to be low and inside. Occasionally he'll go lower outside, try to bring it back into the strike zone. But this time he put the slider up high, and I think that's what tied him up.
Yeah, I think so. He definitely wasn't expecting that. 1-1 the count now. And that one fouled off down the third base side.
Ooh, nice little one-handed snag there from Hunter Hubbard.
Hubbard showing the athleticism off down there on this senior day.
Well, all the seniors were honored before the game.
Who knew? All this time he's been a reliever. We should have had him out in the field.
Certainly looks like a first baseman.
Definitely has a corner outfield build, or a corner infield build, excuse me. It's tall, kind of stocky.
Presents a nice target.
Definitely. That one just missing the high outside corner. So now the count full for Jeremy Simpson. And a swinging strikeout. Benitez with the side struck out. And we head into the home half of the 6th inning. And welcome back, everyone, to the home half of the 6th inning. Dalton Weeks should be leading off the inning for the Pacers.
Weeks has gotten a hold of a couple of shots today.
Yeah, that big double back in inning number four, I think. 4?
3, 4.
4. Who's counting?
One of the innings, the earlier innings of the game.
One of these earlier innings. It didn't result in a RBI, so, it would be much easier to see if it did. It did not, so I want to say it was inning number 4.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll say. And that one is grounded to second. And he is out at first.
The trademark high-hopping infield ground ball that goes right off that little patch of dirt in front of the home plate.
Yeah, no mistake made that time. I think it was the 3rd inning. I think that double happened in the 3rd inning. I'm pretty sure he was one of those runs in the 2nd.
Oh, there we go.
I think so. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
I feel like he was.
Probably. Mercado now coming to the plate for the Pacers. We're going to move past that because if I don't, it's going to stress me out. And he's froze by that first pitch, 0-1. That one a little bit outside, 1-1. And that one just missing. I was just waiting on the call, but not this time. 2-1 now the count to Mercado.
That was a close one.
That definitely was close. And that one gets the strike zone. 2-2 now.
That one wasn't as close, I don't think, but
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that was a makeup call. And that one low to make the count full for Skylar Mercado. Mercado, one of those seniors playing their last game here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium. And he will draw the walk.
has to send the seniors off with a win today and possibly either a tournament championship, a regional championship, national championship, or a combination.
Yeah, why not? Why not do all three, Why
I'd
not
be more than fine with that.
go for the hat trick, Not technically a baseball term, but it could be. It could be for this.
I'll take it.
And I will too. I think a hat trick in baseball is a golden sombrero. That's the kind of hat trick you don't want.
Yeah, that's definitely something you want to avoid.
Always.
Unless you're the one who's dealing out the golden hat, the golden sombrero.
That's fair. But that'll bring Tyler Hemmerman to the plate. None in any other event. And that'll bring the count to 1-0. And that one's outside and low. Ball 2. Hammerman laying off that one as well. 3-0 now. We'll see here if he has the green light from Coach Kenny Thomas.
Now 3-0, a runner on first, 1 out. 4-2 lead.
He won't swing, but that does catch the outside part of the plate. 3-1.
And not too surprising. In a lot of situations, especially with Pacer baseball, they won't swing on a 3-0.
Yeah, definitely a more conservative team despite the amount of runs they do produce. They typically are a more conservative team. And the pitch. Hammerman gets a hold of it through the second baseman. So we'll now have runners on first and second for Jose Bonilla.
Yeah, just a good little bit of contact hitting there from Tyler Hammerman. Put a couple runners on, bring up Jose Bonilla, who's another good contact hitter.
Yep, Hammerman showed patience on that one, waited for the pitch he wanted, got contact on it, got himself on base. going to have a little bit of a meeting on the mound. And so with the little bit of time we have here, we'd like to go ahead and thank a couple of our sponsors, including Tyler's Tire and Auto Center, located on Whiskey Road. If any of your for any of your automotive needs, be sure to drop in and let them handle your car for you. Also like to thank Willie Jewell's Barbecue, every dish served with a side of Southern hospitality. We'd also like to thank Quality Inn and Suites, located near the university. If you're in town for the night, be sure to stop off, let them put you up for the evening. They give you a nice, comfortable bed. I'd also like to thank Innovative Solutions. Go see them for all your printing needs.
And the South Carolina Education Lottery, where you're not only taking a chance, but giving a chance to a worthy cause. And how could we ever forget Danny Michaelis of State Farm Insurance? Danny Michaelis, saving you money is important. That's why you can count on Danny Michaelis to get you all the discounts you deserve. We're going to have a pitching change here. As Catawba goes to the bullpen, we're going to take a short break and be right back.
And welcome back, everyone. Ryan Connie, the new pitcher for the Catawba Indians.
Yeah, 7.36 ERA, 3-3 record in one start and 19 appearances, has one save on the year, and an opponent batting average of .257.
So he'll face off against Jose Bonilla. Thinks about throwing back to Mercado.
They inherited 2 runners on, first and second. 1 out, so a ground ball here will end the threat. Possibly.
That one low to Bonilla, who lays off 1-0.
It's hard to get Bonilla to ground into a double play. He's got the speed to beat out that conventional double play.
Yeah, he certainly does. And not only that, he just doesn't seem to hit into them. That one outside, 2-0.
Bonilla has hit into 4 double plays, actually, which actually is tied for the lead on the team.
Really? Where do you see that stat at? Where's that?
HDP.
HDP. Who knew?
Tied with Tyler Emmerman for 4.
3-0. How did I miss that?
You just don't pay attention.
Shh, stop. Don't do this. And that one catching the corner, 3-1 the count. So Bonilla will wait on this pitch number 5 here. Gets a hold of it, sends it over the shortstop's head. That should score Mercado, who's heading home. And it will score without a play.
And they fire into second just to hold the runners, give up the run, and keep the runners on the only 1 bag up.
So that's Bonilla's second single of the game. This one for an RBI.
There's the well-placed single, not a lot of power behind it, but he got it over the heads of the infielders and in front of the left fielder, gets the RBI, increases the lead to 5-2, and still 2 runners on with only 1 out.
And that will bring up Luke Westerberg with 1 out. Westerberg having a decent day at the plate today.
If you say so. I don't have my score sheet in front of me, so I can't contradict or confirm.
That one catching the bottom part of the plate. 0-1. That one way outside to even the count at 1. That one just catching the corner. 1-2.
And Pacer fans not too happy with that call, but very rarely they're happy with the call.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this Pacer crowd completely happy with any call.
Even if it's a good call, they'll still complain.
Yeah, I think that's honestly not too far off from the truth.
It's almost like that commercial with Lou Piniella. That was a great call, but I gotta come out and complain anyway.
I remember that. That's a funny commercial. Ooh, and that's going to hit Westerberg. Or not.
Well, it came at his back, but he got out of the way.
Just barely. I could have sworn that hit him. But, obviously, I would have sworn wrong.
You would have.
So that brings the count to 2-2.
Of course, all swearing is wrong.
That is true. That is very true. Something we absolutely abhor here in the press box. That one, however, will make contact with Westerberg.
Well, no doubt about that one.
Yeah, no question on that one. You heard the thump.
Yeah, right off the hip.
So we'll have another meeting on the mound to talk about that little bit of slip that seems to be coming off from Connie's arm.
And it looks like they're actually going to go to the bullpen.
All right, and so we'll take a break. We'll be right back at the conclusion of the pitching change.
That would only stick Mitchell Price over at first base, as he couldn't hit long enough for Price to advance.
Yeah, it was a good defensive play by the Indians. They did what they could to prevent it from being even worse for them.
It does make it 7-2, gives the Pacers a bit more of a cushion.
And popped up and out of play by Gup.
A dangerous pitch to lay off of high outside area.
Mm-hmm.
Could have brushed the corner.
Could argue that it did brush the corner. But the umpire saw it differently. Elwell once again checking on Price over at second. Price feigned a steal of third, but it doesn't matter as Goings is brought down on strikes. But a 3-run sixth inning brings the score to 7-2 in favor of the Pacers as we'll head into the top half of the seventh inning. And welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 7th inning. The Pacers leading 7-2 over the Catawba Indians. Leading off the Indians' half of the inning will be Bryce Fowler. And he smacks one through, splitting short and second into center. So a man on first to lead off the inning for the Indians.
It's happened a few times today, but Benitez has managed to
Designated hitter.
get out of those leadoff hits scenarios without too much damage. The only time he's really gotten damage were those home runs.
And that'll bring in Nick Coble. He gets a hold of one, but popped foul and back, out of play. So 0-1 the count to Coble.
And they got him in a pickle.
Yep, caught in the jam. And he is out.
Again, that pickoff move by Benitez coming
Dangerous.
through.
It is dangerous, and that is just yet another example of that, as you mentioned. I mean, you've been a big fan of it all year, and you mentioned it to me earlier in the season, so I started paying attention to it myself. And I've got to say, it is a pretty pitch.
And Benitez almost tried a little foot race out there, trying to tag him down, but he did a little underhand toss over to short.
Probably
Hammerman
made the
applied
smart
tag.
choice.
Yeah.
Pitchers aren't exactly known for their blazing speed.
Some pitchers, other pitchers not so much.
Find me one pitcher. And that one low and outside, 1-1.
I'll tell you one pitcher that's not, CC Sabathia.
CC Sabathia, definitely not known. Jabba Chamberlain. And that one also low and inside. 2-1 now. And that one will catch a corner. 2-1.
Took a little something off of it, got him to go around for it too. A little deception there.
Yeah, nice pitch, 2-2. And that one catches a corner, freezing Coble for the strikeout.
Pitched him inside there, got him to freeze up. Gets the call from the umpire. Second out.
And that's going to bring up Smith. Smith 0-2 today. And that one missing high, 1-0. Excuse me, that is not Kyle Smith. That is Jackson Raper. And that one catches the corner, 2-1.
And just going back to his trademark slider, trying to get back into the count, falling down 2-0.
And that misses low and outside, 3-1 now.
And Benitez does not issue a lot of walks. Only 17 coming into this game. It's rare to see a 3-1 count like that.
And that makes the count full after that foul down the third base side.
Having a strikeout to walk ratio of coming into the game 115-17. That's quite the ratio to have there.
Let's do the math on that one. And a big swinging strikeout to end the inning. We'll do the math and we'll have that ratio for you when we come back from the 7th inning stretch. We'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone, to the home half of the 7th inning. Brian Pereira leading things off for the Pacers. That one popped up, and the play is made out in shallow right field.
And just a little looper. Just a little looper there. Not quite enough on it.
Designated hitter number 14, Zach Boone.
And that brings Moon to the plate. Moon still searching for his first hit. Nope, they're going to pinch hit for Moon. Bring John Banks to the plate. Banks, conveniently, also looking for his first hit.
Well, as this is his first at bat, that's not too surprising.
Hey, you know.
I'm just saying.
I mean, you know, things happen. And that's going to be a strike, 0-1 to start the count for John Banks. And that one also for a strike. And the count to 0-2. That one a little inside. One and two. So the count now 2-2 to John Banks. Gets a hold of that one, but sends it foul. And in the dirt to load the count, 3-2. Three and two, no room for error. And that one is high, so John Banks will head on to first on the free pass. That brings Dalton Weeks to the plate.
The third baseman.
Now that ratio that we were talking about, 125 to 18, that's his strikeout to walk ratio. That's just something incredible.
Yeah.
After looking up the stats from today's game.
Yeah, that is something to be admired from Joey Benitez for sure. Weeks today, 1 for 3. And that one way inside, and Banks will take second on the wild pitch.
It looks like a little meeting on the mound here. And maybe going to the bullpen again.
It is possible, and I think they are.
That's exactly what's happening.
So we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back with you once things are ready to resume. And welcome back, everyone. Weeks still up to bat for the Pacers. Clay Young out there on the mound now for the Indians. Big swing and a miss from Weeks.
Young with a 3.58 ERA, a 4-1 record in 22 appearances, no starts, and has an opponent batting average of .302 on the season.
Weeks gets a hold of that one, sends it out to center field, and making the catch. And Banks wisely scampering back to second.
Yeah, just drawing the throw, trying to see if he can make something happen.
The second baseman, Skylar Mercado.
No intent on going to third. That was too shallow to do much.
And now Mercado to the plate. He's 2 for 2 today. 2 for 2 with a walk. And sending that one foul.
Little check swing as the pitch came in on him. And just, unfortunately for him, had the bat hit the ball.
It did, 0-1. And that one's low and in the dirt. 1-1.
A little dancing out there from John Banks over at second.
Yeah, Banks definitely trying to draw some attention over there.
Yeah, Banks, not the kind of guy to really take bases. He has one stolen base on one attempt. I think he wants to try to keep that 100% mark.
I wouldn't blame him. That's something you can say. Yeah, as a senior, I had a perfect stolen base record. 2-1. Coincidentally, I, in my senior season, also had a perfect stolen base record. 0 for 0. That's 100%, my friend.
That's still 0.
That's 100%.
No, it's 0.
100%.
I was the same way,
Perfect.
0.
Perfect. Perfect from the field. And that one going foul to even the count at 2.
I was never a base stealer. I was built like a truck when I was younger. Still am built like a truck.
Yeah, that's been the story of my life throughout my life.
Well, the one year I batted 600.
Nice.
That was my final year playing baseball up in New York. And I came down here and I barely batted 200. Two totally different monsters.
Yikes. So the 2-2 pitch will be a check throw that didn't get thrown. Banks, however, scampering back to second.
Just keeping an eye on him, keeping him honest.
Keep him honest out there at second. That one just missing. 3-2. Hit up the middle to short, over to first, and in time. And that'll be the third and final out as we head into the 8th inning. And welcome back, everyone. A little bit of history made by Joey Benitez, whose day was concluded over the break.
Yep, he made it into the top 10 in the PBC for strikeouts in a single season, tied with 3 others with 125. And that puts him in at the number 2 spot as well with Scott Wanless for USC Aiken. 134 is the record for USCA, by the way. And he's also number 7 on the all-time list for innings pitched in a single season, with going 7 innings today, 103 even. And he'll obviously add on to that when he pitches in the tournament.
So now replacing him is Nick Yobi, senior from South Park, Pennsylvania.
Yobi coming into the game with a 4.17 ERA, 4-2 record, 6 starts, 15 appearances, 2 saves on the year, and an opponent batting average of .260.
And so the count now to Malachi Hain, 2-1. He rips that one into right field, but Niall Goings is there to make the save. Nice play by Goings out there in right field.
Yeah, good contact, but just placed it right into the track of Niall Goings, who's been a little bit quicker out there, as we said, able to catch up to some of those line drive fly balls that would normally be base hits.
And Haynes will now replace Bomberger out there in center. Pitch to Shepard, catches a corner for strike 1, 0-1.
Hey, you'll be actually the number 3 man on the Pacers in terms of strikeouts. A few behind the number 2 man, Connor Riley. Riley had 115, still has 115 strikeouts, but Yobi has 58. So,
not too far behind. He can make it.
Possibly.
No disrespect to Nick Yobi. It's just Connor Riley and Joey Benitez have just been far and away the strikeout kings on this team.
And Riley will get another crack at a few more strikeouts. Benitez as well. Move their way up. We'll see if Riley can move his way into the top 10 for a single season.
And Shepard pops that one up. Seems to be lost. Ammerman able to make the play, though.
Mercado had no idea where that was, but luckily for him, Ammerman had a read on it. And Westerberg there trying to point it out for him. But lucky break for Mercado as Ammerman bails him out.
Yeah, definitely a lucky break that time. Mercado was completely lost out there.
Morrison coming up to bat now.
Morrison still looking for his first hit on the day. Now 1-1 your count. Now an outside, 2-1. And inside, 3-1. Yobi trying to get this one back. Go ahead and get himself a nice 1-2-3 inning here in the top half of the 8th. That one fouled off to load the count, 3-2. And that one just off the plate, I suppose.
Yeah, high and inside, just a little too high. Good placement, but
just didn't get the call that time around.
Second baseman, Jacob Nestor.
And that brings Nestor to the plate again. Nestor also looking for his first hit of the game. Right down Main Street that time, 0-1. pitch that time. Not called, though. 1-1.
Curveball almost came back into the strike zone, just a little bit off.
Yep, just didn't quite make it back in that time. Nice pitch, though. That one will make it back in. 1-2.
Yeah, he just moved the curveball over a little bit to the right.
That was exactly what he needed to do to get the strike call that last time. See if he goes back to that again here. Close, but no cigar. 2-2.
Yeah, Pereira just setting up progressively more and more outside. Goes from inside to middle to outside.
And a big swinging strikeout for Nick Yobi, and we are headed into the home half of the 8th inning. Welcome back, everyone. Another new pitcher on the mound for the Indians, this time Nick Coble. Seeing him as the DH in this game. He comes in now as the pitcher with a 5.13 ERA and a 2-1 record. He'll be facing off against TA to lead this inning off. And that one will be a ball. Want to know your count? Excuse me, 2-0. TA gets a hold of that one. Skies it to right. And running out of room. That is going to be gone. Absolutely skied home run by Tyler Ammerman. How did that make it over the fence? I will never know. A towering shot from Tyler Ammerman, just barely making it over the wall to bring the Pacer lead to 8-2. What a interesting home run for Tyler Ammerman. I did not think that one had a chance to get out at all. But that just goes to show that baseball doesn't always make sense. A sky-high home run by Tyler Ammerman.
Now there's your home run call that you were looking for.
I don't think that's quite the one I was looking for, but I got it anyway. And that one fouled off by Bonilla, 0-1. That one was over the light poles, I think. I'm not sure how that got over.
Well, Tyler Ammerman's one of those guys that deceptively powerful at bat occasionally.
And then another foul ball to the opposite side for Bonilla, 0-2.
Bonilla trying to follow suit. What could be his last at-bat here at Roberto Hernandez Stadium this year.
And rips that one foul as well. Count remains 0-2. Bonilla, the spark plug of this Pacer offense all season long. That one missing off the corner, 1-2.
That was a very dangerous pitch to lay off of.
Definitely was.
Again, had it not been an 0-2 count, it probably would have been a call strike.
It's very probable. If that were any other call, that might have been a strike 3. And that one lofted into center. And, Malachi Hain attempting to get to that one. He won't be able to. This should put Bonilla on third. And it will. Bonilla sliding in with a triple.
He didn't even need to slide. There was no play at third base. He could have gotten in there standing up.
And part of me was kind of hoping he would round third.
You know, I haven't seen the Pacers do it, but Lander and Augusta played a doubleheader here not too long ago, and I got to see an inside-the-park home run that day.
I was kind of hoping he would round third. I think he might have even had a chance to make it. Perhaps that's a little selfish of me, but I definitely wanted to call an inside-the-park home run as Jose Bonilla's first home run as a Pacer.
It's exciting to call an inside-the-parker. I'll say that much. A little more exciting, I think, than those the ones that Ammerman just hit.
I think that might be the case. So Bonilla will stand at third. Westerberg up to bat with no outs. And strike 1 to Luke Westerberg, 0-1. And that one low and away, 1-1. And that one bouncing in front of home plate, 2-1. So 2-1 the count now to Westerberg. And that catches the plate. 2-2.
Westerberg did not like that call, and you may have a case. That looked pretty far outside. It was good placement in between the knees and the letters of Westerberg, but as for over the plate.
I think it was a little bit off. Catching the plate may be a little bit generous on my part. But 2-2 the count here nonetheless. That one way off the plate, no doubt about that one, 3-2.
Yeah, that one was pretty obvious. If that one been called a strike, you could guarantee the Pacer hecklers would actually be out of their seats on the field by now.
Yeah, I think the Pacer hecklers at that might have actually began climbing the net behind home plate to get to the umpire.
Now, that would be a sight.
Like a scene from a horror movie.
Yeah, pretty much. 3-2 lofted into the air, foul territory out of play.
So 3-2 the count will remain to Westerberg. And that one right to the shortstop, who makes the play at first.
Yeah, infield was playing in, trying to keep the run from scoring, and that was effective. They held the speedy Bonilla to third. Were able to check him in there. Just made a nice little throw over to first to get the out.
So that brings Price to the plate. Price 3 for 4 today with 4 RBIs and 2 doubles.
Safe to say, very successful day.
Safe to say. Now we actually have our stats. We can confirm that for you.
And that has been confirmed.
That one off the plate. 1-0. Price fouling that one back. Evens the count at 1.
Thank goodness for the netting, because that was coming right here up to the press box.
Yes, it was.
And they say, no matter who you are, even with the netting, you always kind of flinch when you have a ball shot straight back. But I've been dead inside for years, so
I don't know,
just
man.
don't even.
I still flinch. I still flinch every time. Big swing and a miss by Price that time, 1-2.
Good high fastball there. Just up out of the zone, but it looked good enough to Price, and it got him.
And a ball that time to even the count at 2. Price pops that one up to the right field side, heading in for it, and that one is going to drop once again in between all 3 infielders.
Well, that has been a thing here at Roberto Hernandez, even during daytime or nighttime. Whenever there's a foul ball, especially the right side, a lot of people seem to lose the ball. It's just one of those weird things.
Yeah, they can't seem to corral it for some reason. I mean, it's happened to the Pacers. It's happened to opposing teams. It's just one of those strange things, I suppose.
Those unsolved mysteries.
That one high to Price. Count full. Price pops that one up again. Catcher and first baseman converging. No room.
Yeah, right there near the Catawba dugout. And to make sure they don't stumble in there and hurt themselves. Better just let the ball drop than to break your leg.
Oh, absolutely. And that's going to be called a ball outside. So Price will head over to first base. Now coming on to pinch hit will be Connor Durden.
Good at bat there by Price, working the count full and winning it with a walk.
So that'll be the end of the day for Niall Goings.
Pinch hitter, number 30, Connor Durden.
Connor Durden had a successful season this year to start things off. Had an injury and was sat out for a little while. He's come back and he's still playing pretty consistent baseball. Doesn't start as many games as he used to, with Pereira being pretty much the everyday catcher now and doing a fantastic job. But it's always nice to have Connor Durden sitting right there ready to go.
Trying to throw out Price. No go. Play at the plate. And Bonilla will be out at home.
And they tried the double steal. Bonilla waited for the throw to go to second, and he just didn't get a good enough jump on it, and a good, accurate throw over there from second base to get the speedy Bonilla.
Yeah, it was a good play defensively by the Indians to save that run. Now Durden will hit with 2 outs.
Mitchell Price does get a stolen base on that. Bonilla will be caught stealing again, his 3rd time this year. Price's 17th stolen base on the year, 2 today alone. And I feel like if Bonilla had maybe gotten a jump a split second sooner, he would have been home safe.
And that's going to be foul or grounded to the first base side. Tag applied. And that's the 3rd and final out. So we'll head into the top of the 9th inning with the Pacers with a chance to get the win. And welcome back, everyone. Ninth inning now. Leading off the inning will be the ever-dangerous Luke Setzer.
He'll be facing Nick Yobi instead of Joey Benitez.
See if Yobi can have a bit more success in his first face-off with Setzer, and a beautiful curve by Yobi that time. 0-1 now the count. And Benitez's first meeting with Setzer resulted in one of the two solo home runs.
First and second meeting, actually. The third meeting was a strikeout, however.
And that'll be grounded to Mercado. Mercado over to first, and it is out.
The shortstop, Jeremy Simpson.
And that'll bring up Jeremy Simpson. Swinging strike for Simpson. 0-1. Hit. Over to Ammerman. Ammerman to first, and in time. Out number 2.
And they got Durden over there at first base.
They
Interesting change in the guard.
Bryce Fowler.
The Indians down to their last out now with 2 away here in the 9th.
And that brings up Bryce Fowler. It's popped up. Mercado with a chance. Over to first, not in time.
Again, that high hopper right off the dirt in front of home plate.
It is ever dangerous.
It gives the runner plenty of time because it's basically a pop-up without the threat of it being a catch.
Exactly. That's exactly what happens. That dirt is just so tightly packed down there. When you hit it off there, it's basically like hitting it off concrete.
Inning will continue with a runner on first and 2 down.
And fouled off. 0-1. Off the plate. Evens the count at 1. And that one's low. 2-1. Hit hard and high. Price, though, seems to be under it. And that is it. The final out of the game and of the regular season for the Pacers results in a win. 8-2 over region rival Catawba Indians. And what a game it was for the Pacers.
Yeah, they close out the season with an 8-2 home win, getting ready for the PBC tournament, which should be coming up in just a couple of days. And if they do well there, or even if they don't do well, they have a good chance of making it into the regional tournament as an upper seed with their ranking. But that does it for the season. Thank you for joining us. Jordan Phillips and I have had a wonderful time giving you these broadcasts, and we should be back for next year, but the PBC tournament is going to be located up at Francis Marion, if I'm not mistaken, and the regional tournament is yet to be decided. It's either going to be in North Georgia, and if it is in North Georgia, there's a good chance I'll be making the trip out there to call those games, so if you want to pay attention to those, I may be out there, but if they're going to be in Mount Olive, who is also vying for the regional tournament, Sadly, I will not be making the trip out there if they host the tournament. So pull for North Georgia to host the tournament, because then you'll be getting a Pacer broadcaster out there to call the games. But that will do it for the 2017 regular season. Pacers cap it off with a win as we go into the tournament play with high hopes. Thank you, and have a good one.